Remember Natembea? Tembea became a very, you remember last year, it was very powerful. Where is he now? You know, Raila left the Secretary General of ODM, Sifuna, at third floor. How comes now he's at 27th floor? And because currently the SHA are only catering for inpatient. So I think they need to ensure that children who are born up to 5 years, the SHA, they can use SHA. If you have the advertisement, you give my brother webs here. So that we go.
Thank you so much, my team. My name is Wabs, and as usual, we come to give you an update of the current happenings in the country, and not only in the country, but even way beyond. So we always here to serve you consistently, and to always ensure that we serve you with excellence. So today, as my tradition, always trying to get you the best debaters on the table, the best analysts, people who are able to put their best foot forward to give you information. And I'm lucky to have President of the Bunge la Mwananchi at JIVANJEE, Mr. HAGAI. HAGAI, thank you.
Thank you very much, Webs.
Thank you so much for having time for us today.
Pleasure.
And probably you can tell us, first of all, who is HAGAI?
Well, HAGAI is a cultural guy. He's a religious guy.
Yes.
He's also an economist by profession.
Okay.
An auditor, a Kenyan, and a human being.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a lot of thoughts. Sometimes auditors wanajipima kilo, they commit suicide.
Not really.
What do you think inspires that?
That's it's a personal decision, but you cannot
just the trends.
The entire professional a body, or the entire professional people.
You haven't got to a point of pressure whereby you're feeling like you've been pressurized, and somehow you feel like you also unataka kujipima kilo kidogo.
Well, everyone they reach a point whereby you lose hope in life, but you must remain resilient, because nothing comes easy. Even there comes a time when you feel these things really
so many times.
Even I sitting here.
Yes.
But you have to keep on pushing. Because nothing good comes easy.
Yes, and I think there's a friend of mine. He is a director in one of the big institutions. I'll not mention which. And when I wrote a book, I really would wish to give him a big up for he gave me the forward for that book. His name is Habil Waswani, and he told me you always have to fight as a man.
Precisely.
Always have to fight as a man.
Yes, yes.
The bottlenecks are there, challenges are there, but you always have to collect yourself together and fight like a man.
Very numerous, and that is why nowadays I used to respect the elders, because they have missed many bullets.
Yes.
It's not easy, especially as a man.
Yes.
But you must be resilient. One thing, you must persevere. You must be someone who is a social shock absorber, especially with the current kind of society we have. Okay. You must be someone who is cool, or else you will collapse.
Okay, sure. So, Bwana HAGAI, we are going to delve into a lot of other things. A lot of things are happening in our country today.
Pleasure.
And we want leaders like yourself to step in and give their voice. With that, we're able to lobby in and probably shape the country towards the right direction.
Thank you.
So, you're a member of the ODM party. Are you part of the delegates?
I'm not part of the delegates. Neither am I a member of the ODM.
You're not even a member of the ODM party?
I'm not a member of the ODM.
I felt like I'm not a member. So much.
I'm not a member of any political party.
Not at all.
I used to support Raila Odinga unconditionally, politically.
Okay.
But currently, I'm not a member of any party.
Okay. Why is that?
But I used to support Raila Odinga unconditionally.
Okay, so even then, when Raila was still alive, you're still not a member of the ODM or any other party?
Any other party, but I was a supporter.
Okay.
It's when I'm looking forward to realign myself ahead of 2027. God Almighty willing, we must be in the battle and also fight for the leadership position of this country.
Maybe
God Almighty willing, I be somewhere
Yeah, are you willing to disclose which seat that you ambition to see?
Well, I want to be a member of parliament. Since my childhood, I wanted to be a member of parliament.
Okay.
And we are still up and down to look on who will nurture us. You must be nurtured. Even the current president was nurtured. Every leader, Raila Amolo Odinga nurtured many leaders. Mwai Kibaki, Daniel Arap Moi, Amogi, Jomo, they nurtured many leaders. So you must get someone to nurture you and put you on the mainstream. But unfortunately, it isn't easy with the current crop of leaders. Yeah, so we must fight on ourselves.
You remind me of one director who mentioned to me some time back that we are a product of chance. The chance that is given by, I think the name of that director is Bernadette Gara. She strongly told me that we are a product of chance.
Absolutely.
And it is through those chances that have been given by somebody that you are where you are, or you are what you are today.
Absolutely, my brother wives. God Almighty blesses men through men.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because God is not with us here. He must get in the heart of yours so that you bless a guy.
Yeah.
Like now, God told you, call a guy today.
And then the same God spoken to a guy, accept his call.
And the cat all other engagement.
Yeah, so I also made it easier for us to have the moment that we're having today. And
affirmative.
We really thank God for all this. So tell us about the ODM NDC.
Yes.
The NDC that is actually anticipated. The laws, maybe their constitution says that it's supposed to be called by the SG, right? The court offered stay order, and Sifuna is current SG. So he hasn't called the NDC. What happens?
Well, what happens with Orange Democratic Party, first and foremost, the way the party is being managed post Raila death, it's really petrifying. And to whoever who believed in Raila's ideologies, I think it's a very big shame. This Orange Democratic Party is different from any other party. And it was formed through sweat. It was formed through struggle, Yes. It is not like any other party. And it correlates well with the common mwananchi. And you find that when people were facing problems, they were telling Raila, where is Raila to fight for us? And even now you find people are still mourning. Where is this Raila to fight for us? Raila is not there. So Orange Democratic Party correlates well with the common mwananchi in pushing for the social justice, political liberation, economic, and things like that, stability of our country. So the way the party has been, the division in the party is not pleasing at all. And that push and pull is not pleasing. And we humbly urge them that they get to a point. One thing with the Orange Democratic Party, I think the division is being caused by outsiders to our young members of parliament. These people value money so much. And that is the division which has occurred. Do you see, we have Linda Mwananchi, Linda Ground, what are these now? Yet Orange Democratic Party was basically fighting for the social justice and human rights. So the current happenings can only be sorted out through consultation. Orange Democratic Party, as we read in history, was formed as a result of consultation between the people and the elite. And that's why you see Raila used to come down and listen to what the people say. And that made him survive, even not being elected. It isn't that easy. You have lost an election and you still become relevant in the political space. So I would humbly urge the current crop of leaders and the leadership to get a way of working together, because that is the only way they could honor Raila Amolo Odinga, rather than having some people gather the other side, some people gather this side. I think that will not be pleasing. They need to put their house in order. The party leader, the deputy party leaders, the chairperson, and the entire secretariat. They must put their house in order. And this calls to a point whereby they need to consult widely the secretariat of Raila. For you to be a leader, there must be people. And this successful leader, there must be people. Among them, you remember Linjiru, or by Daniel Arap Moi, remember Farouk, and this kind of leaders. So, as a leader, you must have people around you. And these are the people who made Raila great. But you see now they were put at periphery. They need to be brought in. People like Ibrahim Ahuma, Kenta, people like Dennis Onyango, people like they're very
Ida Odinga is not proposed so much to.
In fact, she need to come out boldly and again join the secretariat and tell the current top leaders that this is the way. She need not to keep quiet because she was close to the top leadership of the party and the entire leadership. We trust in them. Let them get through. I know succession politics is there and each and everyone, but first of all, can you put the house in order? Yeah, very, very essential.
Even before start negotiating, you don't negotiate
with the broken. Yeah. So first of all, put your house in order. We don't want anyone to go out. And I want to urge our young members of parliament, they must learn how to persevere. They must learn how to grow gradually and don't be used by the money. Yeah, let them get the party leader also, Ababu Namwamba, must come down and listen to what the young parliamentarians are saying, the Babu Sowino, the Sifuna, this world. We need a united Orange Democratic Party. You know, during the formation, just a little bit of, during the inception of political pluralism, I respect parties a lot, even if I don't subscribe to them. We want large parties, even just 4. We don't want these small parties. We want parties which correlate well with the people, so that people can choose which party to associate with. And we didn't manage our political pluralism well. Had we managed it well, today we could have been having only 2 parties, Kadu and Kanu. You remember the independence?
Yeah, sure.
And since things went haywire during the Lancaster House, people just focused on the independence, but they didn't focus on Majimbo and ensuring that regions, we had 15 regions to be developed, and that was also proposed by Raila Amolo Odinga in the 2010 promulgated constitution. You remember it was in the WACO, unfortunately due to interest. And I want to thank, to some extent, though I couldn't have said that just a bit, the 2007-2008 PEV, the post-election violence, brought to the inception of the new constitution.
Yeah, sure. And even the birth of ODM, that actually was an orange that was an orange and banana.
Yeah, orange and banana.
So that's how.
Not really. That was 205. The political chronology, if you look, that was 205, which they know because they brought the WACO draft.
And with the many things about the 210.
Yeah, you know, you wanted it is a very big topic. We wanted a parliamentary kind of system whereby the prime minister, we have the executive prime minister, who comes from the larger political party and who is elected by the members of parliament. And we have a president, ceremonial president. I think that could have put our country, could have put to an end this issue of post-election violence, election violence, electoral malpractices. Those were the ideas which Raila had. It could have put these electoral malpractices, the negative ethnicity, because the prime minister could have been coming from the largest party, as it has happened in many countries in the Asian hemisphere. And you find this as brought a good government.
The president now wins the popular vote. How? Now, because the larger party is taken by the prime minister.
Yes.
Now, the president is ceremonial.
The president is elected by the people.
Popular vote. 50+1.
Yeah, because currently the large communities will rule this country forever.
So it means that it is the president that appoints the prime minister.
No. The first thing which Raila wanted, the prime minister must come from the largest political party with many members of parliament.
So it's a proposal to parliament.
So people even from Korea, their MP will count. We have Korea East and Korea West. We have the Amaguru, the Teso South, the Teso. So these small communities, you'll find that they have a power of even having an influence in who becomes the center of national governance. So these are some of the things Raila was pushing during his time, but I've looked around and seen no one will push for that. We need our kind of politics, need a parliamentary kind of system. Even the squabbles in ODM couldn't have been there. And this pool and fighting couldn't have been there. And again, the cabinet secretary must be a member of parliament so that they understand. These corporate guys, because you find that even the current performance of the CSS, Those who have been politicians, you find that they can relate well with the society. And we also have some from the corporate who work well. We have Mama Rebecca Miano. She has also performed well in the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife. So that is that. We need a parliamentary kind of governance as a country, and it is something that they need to focus on.
Okay. Take us through how a parliamentary system would look like and how maybe it can apply in our society, the Kenyan society today.
Well, currently you find that we are overrepresented as a country.
That's true. I agree.
This eats a lot of our wage bill as a people, because even if you look at the report of the Auditor General, a lot of county allocation goes directly to recurrent expenditure instead of development. And this put the society and the people disadvantage. And you find that those who also work pay a lot of taxes. Kenyans pay a lot of taxes, and these taxes cannot relate well with what we see in development, and it is a thorn on flesh which must be looked at. So we must look at our constitution. We have a very progressive constitution, and a lot of the expenditure. I think the Office of the Auditor General is also not being financed well to carry out the issue of auditing in our counties, because no development has happened in many counties. A lot of national governance allocation goes to the current expenditure. We cannot be counted for. And remember, there's also the issue of ghost workers. So I think the Office of the Auditor General at the current must be financed well to carry out the audits, and governors who are found with the misappropriation of public funds, action need to be taken. So that the Public Finance Act must be looked at. That is the way. And just to tell you on the parliamentary kind of system, I think it should be put into consideration, especially in the referendum, because this constitution needs to be changed.
From time to time.
From time to time. We need to go back to 210 members of parliament, even 180. So that resources are put on development, construct roads,
as opposed to
electric connectivity. You know, once we put electricity at the rural area, people will engage in economic activities. When we put roads, farmers will find a way of their products reaching the market. And you find this will put money in the pocket of wananchi and put our country at a good trajectory, economic trajectory. Towards Vision 2030. We only remain with 5 years to Vision 2030, and you see we are not still there. And these projects which are being done by the government, they also need to be oversighted, because yes, projects are, but you find they have been inflated. You find long before 1 billion was a lot of money when it was stolen in Moi's government. Today, it constructs 1 kilometer of road, and no one is asking. Find that these our leaders, they put money in abroad. You know, during the time of Moi and Kibaki, though I might not wish to say this, they used to steal and invest in our economy. We find people, but nowadays, even our area member of parliament, you don't see the supermarket even there. And this idiot, they are saying,
you want the money to circulate
in the economy, yeah. Even if you steal billions, why can't you even construct a mall and put a supermarket webs, so that our people can get employment? You find that these people steal money and it is not even circulating. Currently, young people wake up very in the morning. At the evening, you are depressed because you're not going with something back at home to take care of your family, and it has become a norm. And you find this brings a lot of ill thoughts amongst our youths, and just as we commenced, even committing suicide becomes an option. And when you start knocking, you find that someone you are talking to has disappeared. You fail to understand what was going on. So these things need to be looked at. The president must come out clearly. Yes, projects are there. He must check on the cost of doing this. And is this money being used well? We don't want to see billions. Do you know what a billion is? 1,000 million. Can you tell me, for heaven's sake, even constructing a road and these materials, cement, at cost even at 600, and things like that. I think that you need to come out clearly and follow on the cost of doing these projects.
So maybe is because the Office of the Auditor General always come and mentioned to us that this amount, X amount of money has gotten lost. Do you think that maybe we need to now get down to the civic education and just educate our people at the grassroots level that $1 billion means 1,000 million?
Yes.
And 1 million can do this for you.
1 million can feed many people in this country.
Yeah, so it narrows down to civic.
And that's why I wrote to the...
We are the ones who vote them in, right?
I wrote to the National Assembly. And the bill which was proposed by the Member of Parliament, Wakili, that public participation bill must become a law, and they must look a way of doing it. We don't want a scenario whereby recently, when I went to a certain budget committee, on a certain committee in the National Assembly, you find that only 10 people are in that public participation.
But public participation in the process of formulating a bill is still a law.
Yeah. They don't want to make it operation. They don't want to operationalize it because of some conflict of interest. That thing need to become a law so that there's a structure of doing it. They come through this People's Assembly, because that is an organic platform, so that they collect the mind of people. That whatever, you remember the book of Libya, the Libyan president, Muammar Gaddafi, the Green Book, whereby he stated that you don't just do development, you must ask people what they want. Sometimes you can take road and people need water.
We were taught that in CBO.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a campus.
Yeah.
There's a possibility, the story goes, there's a possibility you can come to my society, my community, my small community.
Yes.
And from the way you see us operating, you think that maybe we need a pit latrine.
Yes.
Then you build for us a pit latrine. Then what happens is that the moment you leave, our problem was a gallery. We needed a gallery to keep our produce. So we amend the pit latrine into a gallery, but we still continue in the bush.
So that's why I'm asking. I would want, and I'm pushing the National Assembly so that public participation thing become a law, and we see a way of doing it. And the Bunge la Wananchi, famously known as Bunge la Wananchi in Swahili word, the People's Parliament, becomes a platform where this public participation can be done in a more professional way, so that you collect the views of people. Like now, if you go to our headquarters, you will find the people are there and discussing very serious issues. Why are they doing public participation in hotels and in big conference halls with less than 50 people? Why can't they go to such forums? Because there's a lot of funding in that public participation, and they don't want Wananchi to know. So these things need to come out, and we are going to push it. And before the end of this financial year, it must be considered.
Okay. So I would wish to actually get your thoughts on Sifuna. I think we are seeing that the young people seem to be rallying behind him, or is it just some clout or some happening that are just favoring him for the short term?
Well,
what are your thoughts?
Nairobi Senator is a good politician. Is a good politician, and that is there in the public eye, or rather opinion. But you need to get some kind of history in the Kenyan politics. And this Kenyan politics is like bunge politics. It's not a walk in the park. And he must study. Being a student of Raila and Raila Bro, you need to study how Raila
navigated through.
This politics is very dangerous. You remember Anatembea? Tembea became you remember last year, it was very powerful. Where is he now? You remember in the history, Martin Shikuku, very powerful. You know the story. And they must learn the history of Moi and Raila. The progress and stability, the fathers of progress and stability. Raila Odinga progress, Moi stability. They must learn that politics. The politics of populism has a very short lifespan. The way it has not that long span. So you need to get in touch and see how to do his politics. But populism politics is a short term. By June or by end of April, I think we might not be able to. That is the truth of the matter. I know people will differ with me. People will differ with me, but you need to be independent, because currently some billionaires are using our young politicians to push the agenda. Once they withdraw that money, when I met Raila before his death, I used to ask him, how do you manage this? One rally can cost 40 million. One rally, sound system, everything, people mobilization can cost 40 million. One rally. And it needs, you must have a very strong business networks and partners who believe in you. So Sifuna is a young politician, and whom we should learn more about him. And I admire his courage, but he need to go slow and find a way of his stability. We don't want a case where by May, we are not talking of Sifuna. Like now Natembea, we are not talking of Natembea. But Natembea was a name, a household name. You remember?
Yes.
I don't want to see Sifuna also being a former popular. Well, you remember Morara Kebaso? This country, stories emerge. I know many people will differ with me, but in this country, we like air. We must be procedural. We must go systematic, so that we build it. And that is what Raila did. When he differed with the Ford Kenya, he resigned and went back to Langata, formed this party, National Development Party, NDP, Tinga, drove Tinga to his constituency, and he became very popular. He was elected again by the people, and therefore he was very, very strong.
Also, the Tinga came from him driving Tinga.
Yeah, to the people and saying that I've come back because I'm not in with the ideologies of Ford Kenya. You remember the fiasco between him and the late Kijana Wamalwa, may his soul rest in peace. So, to our young politician, if you differ with a political party, just resign and go back to the people, because there's no need of clinging. I started knowing politics at the age of 6. And even currently, there's no politician whom I follow. I'm still looking at someone whom I can subscribe to his ideologies, whether he comes from my community or not. I'm looking for someone who is strong, who can appeal to the social justice. Bunge la Wananchi, we fight for the right of the people, who can fight for the right of the people unconditionally, not to seek popularism, not a populist. So our politicians, our young politicians, if you differ, like the ones who have differed with the UDA, they need to go back to the people and come up fresh. We will respect them. Even those who differ with the way ODM and any other party, Ford Kenya, if you are not satisfied with how the party run, resign. Me, I can resign and go back to the people and tell them I don't subscribe to that political party. If you can re-elect me to push your agenda, because this party is not ready. Because in this our National Assembly, Webs, I know I'm taking much of your.
Not at all. You are at liberty.
In this parliament, you find that people get orders from a certain quarter to pass bills which favor Wananchi, like the agricultural bills. They put a lot of nini in the agricultural bill. A lot of it was draconian, which affect our subsistence farming and also our commercial farming. You find that the farming is becoming very expensive, and yet it is a backbone of our country and employ many people. They come up with the things there which are not favoring Wananchi, because they get orders from their political leaders who subscribe to certain businessmen. Maybe they want certain products to be sold. So we want leaders who genuinely fight for the people of this country, because this country has a potential, but we are being failed in the political leadership of our country. So that is what we need in our National Assembly. We want leaders who if a party pushes you to pass that bill and you are not, you come and tell the people and say, now I've resigned from Party A, I'm coming back to you as an independent candidate, and you vote for me or I form my party. People, we will respect you even if you come from a certain region. We will subscribe to anything. But we don't want young politicians who cheat youths, and yet they are being financed by people who have made our country to where our country is, the unemployment rate. These things were created by the sessional paper of 1965, you remember? Whereby it only favored areas which are commercial, prime areas. And this led to marginalized areas in this country, a factor that has exacerbated poverty across our country. So we need leaders who will genuinely fight for. So with our Sifuna guy, go back to your senses and look where you are. You are a very good senator of Nairobi and Secretary General of Orange Democratic Party. We know where Baba left you, and we know what you stood for, and we know how you used to talk. And today I'm seeing you are a totally different guy.
What is different that is doing that?
Avoid that, Nini, and go back to, he knows. He knows even wherever he is, he knows what he used to fight. My opinion might not be to many people, but that is the truth. So remember, Ababu Namwamba was a very promising leader. The Secretary General was very perfect. But you see how they misused Ababu Namwamba. You see how Ababu Namwamba, where is Ababu Namwamba should now be a great leader. And that is the leader I was going to follow after Raila. Then I was just wondering what is going on. And now Sifuna was a bit promising, but so again, they know how to misuse our young leaders who are promising.
So what is it that is making Sifuna not to? Because I've spoken to a few people who think otherwise, that maybe he can deliver an Obama moment and steer this country towards prosperity should he be able to get a chance. And probably this is in the Sifuna movement just the beginning.
He could have done that before, but currently there are people who are using him. There are people who are behind him, and he has to sing to their tune. He has to sing to their tune. You know, Raila used to sing his own tune because no one was using him. Yeah, Raila used to fight for the people.
But he was financed by Wanjigi. Wanjigi is one of those billionaires, amongst those billionaires, I would say.
But Raila was genuinely fighting for the people. Consecutively, you can check. But you couldn't have, Raila had many sources, business partners. So I think to my brother, Sifuna was promising, come back to your political nini. Go to where you are. I know where you are left. If you call me around the table, I know where you are left. And I can tell you how to go about it. So that you don't again betray me the way Ababu Namwamba betrayed me. You know, I really followed Ababu Namwamba so strong. You remember Ababu Namwamba when I was still a kid in 2007, when he was swearing, said, this is the guy.
That's the guy, because he even refused to...
he was appealing. And he was ready even to lose the...
and you see his name is coming, number A, which means he has to be the first one. No swearing him in, no swearing anybody else.
It was very promising. He was a very promising leader. I don't know what happened. And Raila, picked him from university, nurtured him to the political. This is our country. These people who have put our country to hell, they know how to see at young leaders and then torch them, misuse them. Then they put you high in the country, high you are popular. Then they withdraw that money. Then you go back to this house. When you build, you cannot build this where we are up to 15th floor in one day. That is what they are trying to build. Raila left the Secretary General of ODM, Sifuna, the embattled Secretary General, at 3rd floor. How comes now is at 27th floor? It's at 27th floor.
Within it's a product of chance.
Then these people will put this house down. Then you go back again to ground floor. It is something that is really, as a person who understands the political chronology of this country, it puts me at a very awkward situation. So again, the death of Ngeno. Ngeno was also a very promising leader, but now don't have. I think it's a great.
So anybody promising seems to be at risk.
At risk. Either political assassination,
including you now, because
you cannot use me. You cannot. We are
not promising leaders,
but you cannot use me. But we have seen a lot in the streets.
Oh, okay.
And if we get even that parliamentary salary, that is enough to put us standing, and we will work for the people. I will not need much. Because we have seen a lot of problems, my friends, from child labor.
But don't you think that the reason as to why maybe some of these people...
Mimi ni mtu naredhika. Mimi ni mtu naredhika.
But probably, you see, these people normally live within their means until they get certain positions. Then they mutate to something that even yourself, you wonder.
No.
Because I used to be a very, very strong supporter of Murkomen. Murkomen was a real debater. Look at what
that was another leader.
I remember him and Kasiangani on a platform talking about
very promising. You remember the Makueni,
really glad
the current Makueni governor? He has gone mute. Even our Nairobi governor, Sakaja.
Sakaja was a good debater.
Debater. They used to. They were very promising.
Yeah, he read books and.
They were very informed. But currently, people.
So does it mean that system has been created like that? That the moment you join in, there's a way.
Well, I think we are the last children of Raila. He started adapting us, and we were spiritually connected to his school. And you know, we were the newly admitted head. So we are not even started, and the headmaster died. It's a very saddening. Sometimes when I see that, I know.
You haven't started and the headmaster has died.
It was so saddening. So saddening. And you know, again, I look at another school, the Cyrus Jirongo. Then Cyrus Jirongo is not there. Then again, Ngeno. It has really been a very sad news. So we look for someone to groom us to leadership, because you must get a school to graduate when you get into the national politics. Within this span of 15 months, we are going to try to get someone who will put us at the national politics, because we want to get into elective posts to bring whatever we have been drumming up support for in the street to a cause. Because laws are made in the National Assembly. Legislations are done in the National Assembly, which favors Kenyans at large, the governance of this country. Yeah.
So does it now mean that the Sifunas of this world should just wait a while?
Sifuna should go back to the third floor where Raila left him,
and try to find his way back,
and try to build that house in peace.
So let's say right now, if Sifuna should come back to ODM, you would wish him to continue the two-term narrative that the ODM is actually fronting right now?
Not really. Currently, we cannot say that we support. They are still delivering on their promises.
But are you ground or Mwananchi?
Me?
Are you ground or Mwananchi? Which part are you? Are you in the Uburu faction or in the?
I'm a social justice warrior, and I support what benefits the people.
What benefits the people now?
What benefits the people
between
is good,
the two factions.
Good governance.
No, whereby what I'm asking is that between the two factions of ODM, there's the Linda Mwananchi and there's the Linda Ground. Which one is actually fronting?
I'm not aligning myself to any.
So both of them are not fronting anything that involves.
My friend, since Raila died, I've told you it took me time. And when I met Jirongo, a good friend who again died, then I again met Ngeno, who again died mysteriously. So currently, there's no leader I'm subscribing to. But what we want is good governance. These projects, they must be looked at. This money, this huge kind of money which are being put in this project, they must be audited, because it costs a lot of taxpayers' money. And that is why I was supporting the National Insurance Fund, National Infrastructure Fund, the NIF. It must also be looked at. We are a social justice warrior. We fight for the people of Kenya. So these projects, we welcome them, but the cost of doing them must be oversighted. So you have asked me if I subscribe to any quote of the Linda Mwananchi, Linda, those sloganeering things. I don't subscribe to any. But one thing we want to tell them, we want genuine leaders who fight for the Kenyan people.
Do you believe in Oburu? Oburu can make good decisions for ODM?
For ODM. So far, so good. I don't think the party has been managed well. It hasn't been managed well. This is not the ODM which Raila Amolo Odinga.
So you think that when it hasn't been managed well and the senior person, of course, the organization is making losses. Look at the CEO. You ask him, what's the issue? So right now, you're saying Oburu is not.
Well, ODM hasn't been managed well. One thing I would like to tell party leader Oburu Odinga, you need to come on the ground. You know, Raila Amolo Odinga was a member of Bunge la Wananchi, and he was a proponent of Bunge la Wananchi. He used to protect us even when we were being disturbed by those in authority before. We were even jailed for Bunge la Wananchi to stand where it is now. You know, many of members who have joined Bunge la, they don't understand. For Bunge la Wananchi to be operational the way it is, we went through hell. You can ask the Ganga, our senior leader. You can ask Isaac Tieno, Kamotho Gibinji, can ask Issa Bakari.
Yes, I'll have them here someday.
These are people whom we fought to ensure that the stability of Bunge remains constant. We have former President Frank Owino. We have really fought the Maurice Masiga. We have really fought for the stability of this Bunge, and the young people of this Bunge Lananchi must understand that it subscribes to social justice, not supporting political leaders. And after supporting the social justice and the human rights, good governance, economic liberation, political literacy, That is when we will see who subscribe to our ideology, who is ready to groom us. The way Raila used to come to Bunge la Wananchi and pick leaders and groom them to elective national posts. And that was good. You know, we have members of parliament who came from the former Nandi Hills member of parliament. And you see how they were very vocal in the parliament fighting for the right of people. So I don't subscribe to any lender what. They need to come out and see what Raila Amolo Odinga stood for. Social justice, political literacy, economic liberation. Economic liberation subscribe to the cost of doing this project. Political literacy, people must be allowed to speak their mind. Depending on what they say, even if they are right. Raila used to say, I
may disagree
with what,
but to death,
you have the right to say. Thank you for that. So you see,
yes,
that is what we want to see. We want to see these leaders coming to the ground and listening to the ground on what people say. So we want a strong party. I'm a proponent of strong political parties, and a strong ODM. Subscribe to that. A strong Ford Kenya, strong DCP, a strong UDA. Subscribing to the people's ideology rather than the ideologies of the people.
Okay. Is Tuju your enemy?
Well, I know Tuju, I've just seen me online. I've also seen him online. So we have been that close. I've not even greeted him. So he's a Kenyan like me.
Yeah. So if he's not your enemy, you know he's suffering.
He's not my Tuju is not my enemy. Thank you. Thank you once again, my brother Webs. One thing I want to say is that any misdeed to anyone, I, as a social justice defender, I might not wish anyone to go through hell. And for that matter, our police officers must now adapt the current kind of policing. And we should stop this colonial kind of harassing people. Even if they have done mistake, let's find a way of taking them to police custody, then to court. And therefore, I will not support any, even at the ground here, I've been fighting for the Kenyans who are not known, only Tuju. And therefore, I'll not be happy if Tuju is being harassed. I'll not be happy if a holy Oloi whom we are fighting for in the streets. I've been helping some at the Central Police Station at Kamkunji and also in very numerous police stations. I'll fight for the right of Kenyans, irrespective of your level in the Maslow hierarchy of needs. So I'm not happy with how Tuju is being harassed, and they have to find a way of handling that case. And the jurist, the judicial system must also, because that is where we go when we have problems. They must see how to handle such cases, because this will affect a local investment. Some people will opt to put their money at the outside. They will rather invest in Uganda or Tanzania rather than investing here, because you can invest, and once these people...
If you don't favor the government of the day, then...
Leave alone even the government. Someone can even just be a businessman, then he has people in the government. Then they see your kind of investment. Then they bring papers in the court, and our court it seems to be a kangaroo court. Yeah, sure. So we have a lot of problems, and you know the Raila Amolo Odinga are not now. Who will fight for people? Once we get empowered, secondly we are not empowered, but we fight for Kenyans. If we get empowered, who might not know? We will be the Raila Amolo Odinga of this country.
So you don't believe that whatever Tuju is going through are just political theatrics?
No. I'm against how he's being harassed.
Okay.
And how the judiciary is handling the case.
Okay.
We have learned judges, magistrates. Why can't they get to the bottom of the matter and provide a ruling over the matter, so that they can fundraise? Yeah, so if Tuju is losing, he loses genuinely. Sure. If Tuju is gaining, he gains genuinely. But we don't want bias, because you have seen how the cases, trusting this judiciary is hell. It's a lot of hell. Yeah. We are in hell.
But if at all that is what it means for Tuju, does it mean that now the common Mwananchi is exposed?
Very, very, because people are being harassed here at the ground, and that's why I was saying, and the IG and the entire National Police leadership must come and find a way of changing some of their training at Kiganjo to see how to handle someone who has done, whom they think have done a mistake, to take him to the police custody, then to court in a more human way. You know, we are in 21st century. We are not in you see how Mau are being harassed, in dignity. You see how people being handled by the colonialists during the fight for African independence. So it is something that I will not celebrate, whether you affiliate to my political wing or not.
So maybe what the president was saying, that seemed like Tuju surrounding himself with the scavengers and people to whom are not genuine friends. Probably that rhetoric might be true.
You know, such statements are really
inflammatory,
petrifying. Not really, they are really petrifying and absolutely appropriate. And for that matter, I will say that our constitution should be the defender of everything, not our friends. The constitution. If Tuju acquired this, the president could have said that Tuju is not a friend of the constitution. Tuju is an enemy of the constitution. We don't want friends. Who are these friends? So let the constitution be followed. If Tuju did a mistake, they take legal action, and let the constitution, let the constitution be the good or the bad friend of Tuju, not any other friend. That's what I can say.
Also, among some of the happenings that have been taking place so recent, the president has been delving into different matters on top of the vehicles, as usual, as they traverse the country. And what do you make of the decorum within at what point does the president maybe become a politician, and at what point is the president a statesman?
Well, since I'm a good student, I've followed the political history of this country, and you find that the presidency somehow ended with President Daniel Arap Moi. A president is the executive of the nation, and you should say that if a project is going to be done maybe from a certain road to a certain road, the ministry, we have the minister, I think information should be given to the president. The president can go there to launch. Then the ministry given, you see how Magufuli used to pressurize. I wanted that thing to be done within 5 months. Something which has really affected the development of this country is also court cases. So that's why I started by the Green Book of Muammar Gaddafi. They need to do a good public participation so that when a project is said that it's going to be done, it does not being affected or stalled by the court battles. So they need to follow all the protocols which are needed, and the project should be finished in a certain period. So the president should just be going to open a project which has happened. The ministers should go and they need to go there when they want to launch it. Already finance is there, the entire logistics. Then it is done. Then it comes there too. Some things need to be done at the cabinet to avoid a lot of expenditure, because once a president goes, it is really very expensive, and this affects. I started by saying something to do with wage bill. I think such money should be put to help our education system, the health system, and other systems, so that this will put the budget of the executive at least at a lower thing of going to launch it, going to open it. It will avoid, but when a president goes around, it's a lot of it's very expensive. You see those fuel gatherers, the helicopter, and things like that. I think this will put the expenditure at a very good, pocket friendly to the people of Kenya. That's what if you check even Kibaki, in his he just used to go to and launch, then he will go there to open. Sometimes he doesn't go to open. He launched it, and the ministry will be following up. Then you find that it is done.
It is functional and open to the public.
Open to the public.
I also, maybe as we are winding out.
Yes, Webs.
I just want you to tell us more about the role of Bunge la Mwananchi on these affordable houses, and how does your members feel about these affordable houses?
Well, this issue of bunge la wananchi, this issue of affordable housing with bunge la wananchi, I think I commenced by saying public participation and civic education wasn't done well, because you find that those who are working are really crying. That's a lot of their people who are earning meager salary, they are being cut. I think they could have done a public participation to collect the information. It's a good agenda. It's a good idea, yes, and anyone can buy it. But you find that it's not good to do a national projects and some people are crying. In as much as we support it, they could have collected the views of the people, and also through that you get to do something which people have accepted. I think that is the only way. And bunge la wananchi has still debated on it. You find that some people are supporting it, some people are not supporting it. Yes, it has offered employment opportunity even to some of our members who are plumbers, who are electricians. And that's a good thing. But the cost of doing those things must be looked at.
Okay.
Yeah, it must be audited so that it is pocket friendly. And even these houses, those who are contributing, maybe the employees are first of all considered, because their salary is being cut. And again, those who are not employed and contributing something, they must also be considered. Those who are homeless, because we find that housing is a basic need. We find we still have people who do not have houses. So it's a good agenda, but the process of doing it wasn't that appealing to the general public. So they need to focus on that and ensure that they come back and do education. And again, those people who are contributing to direct employment, I think they need to be considered first when they are being issued, because most of their salaries are going through.
Yeah.
Yet they also pay indirect taxes through
the 16% again.
The 16%, the VAT value-added tax on goods. So they need to be considered. Those who are
collectively they might be paying 39%.
Absolutely, absolutely. So they need to be considered. The share again, the issue of health, and you get that this share is not catering for young children who are. It should the young children, infants, yeah, up to 5 years, the way we used to do it. I think for outpatient services, these children up to 5 years, they need not to pay in public hospital. I think that is a bone of contention which must be looked, because this will reduce the death rate of the young children. Because when you go there and you don't have money, it puts you in a very awkward position. So that must be looked into. That the outpatient, because currently the SHA are only catering for inpatient. So I think they need to ensure that children who are born up to 5 years, the SHA, they can use SHA in outpatient and also inpatient. That thing the ministry must take into consideration, so that we don't have more mortality rate. The genuine people whose salary are being minimal must be considered first. The people who are contributing through their businesses, through their contribution through the nyumba yangu, boma yangu, they must also, people must be considered such that it should not be. You remember, things have happened. You find that these houses, some people will be owning even 10 of them, and then people who are being cut their salary are not. And these houses must also be built in a good condition. I've seen some around Shauri Moyo. They are not in that good condition. Even along Mombasa Road, you can see some up to 20, up to 15th floor, but they are the aeration. Even if you are there at the 7th floor, how will you survive? Sometimes I see. So these houses must also be built. We have engineers around, and these Chinese, they must see how we need.
Are they really considering our population?
They must even consider the kind of houses. You have seen how the Somali people construct their houses. You have seen very spacious, and that should even they must look at the condition. Standard of I'm not an architecture, but I think from the look of things
you see good things and you identify when you see
them. I'm not an architect, but when you walk around, even the building we are in, it's well constructed. I'm not an architect, but you can see from Niniaman economics and all the time. But you can see a good thing. It's appealing, but some of them are so squeezed.
So something else still about those houses,
yes,
is that you just walk us through how somebody owns a private property on public land.
On a public land?
What I mean is this. This land is public land. but I'm supposed to own my private property on public land. How is that possible?
And that stands with the Land Commission and also the Ministry of Lands and Housing.
So if at all I was to go and purchase one of those units there, or maybe not even purchase, let's say those footballers who are given those houses. There's some footballers who are given their houses, one house or something. So for those footballers, then if I'm the goalkeeper and my name is Wabs, so that title deed will be written Wabs. But the land belongs to the government. Be a letter of allotment or something like that.
Yeah, you know, the government can construct a building on a public land to get away of lowering the rate of people who are not do not have houses, which is accepted. They can make their land productive, public land productive. But by doing that, the government needs funding from the people, and that is why I commenced by saying that civic education and public participation is very essential. So the government can use the public, their public property,
a public land,
a public land.
But government, now, if they were to sell it again to the public, they're supposed to privatize that land, in order for it to be subdivided. In order, or how else would somebody?
You're not getting me.
Yes,
I think I think the government uses public land to build house. Then the cost of building this house is catered for by the shareholders, who are the contributors.
Yes,
which is not bad.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Which is not bad.
Yeah,
it's like it's like this the shares. You sell shares, but we buy. Yes. So I'm a shareholder. I can buy. I need 2 bedroom. I need 1 bedroom. That is my share. That's my share. So this thing through public participation, I think will come to are generally accepted. So that when we contribute, I contribute to buy my shares, or even 10%. Out of that public property, so that we become, that is my area. It's a public property, but it's now being sold to one through contribution. Maybe this salary, maybe someone want to save part of Nini, we can contribute. Maybe you are self-employed, you contribute up to a certain amount. Then once the project is complete, and that is why it needs a lot of sincerity and honesty and a lot of auditing, so that those who sweat are the first people to be considered.
Our viewers.
Thank you very much.
You actually articulate it so well.
Yes, thank you very much.
As you're winding, maybe you can just give us your parting shots and maybe what your ambitions are from where you are, what is that you like, that you want us to do, or even you want me and our team to improve, etc.
First of all, I want to congratulate you.
Yes,
you are my fellow youth.
Thank you.
And I wish you well in your sector to thrive, and also for giving us, you are a real Nini of youth, because youth, it is us to build ourselves.
Sure.
That is the only way. But you find that many youths are enemy of their fellow youths. They don't want their fellow youths to succeed because politicians are using them to cut. They talk ill. Some people believe that you must bring others down for you to rise. No, it doesn't work like that. You can rise without bringing others down.
In fact, you can rise by lifting them up.
By lifting them up. Because when you lift me up, tomorrow you might be in a problem. Then you just call me HAGAI. How can we fix? But when you put me down, whom will you call? Whom will you call? Tomorrow you are in, whom will you call? So youths, we must work together. And let us not be enemies of ourselves. And again, going to 2027 general election, let us elect leaders who will serve this country, because a lot normally emerges when you go to an election, when a candidate does not have money. They say that you don't have resources, you cannot lead.
He doesn't know to manage his own resources. How will he manage?
Let us elect leaders who have ideologies. You remember when Kenya was getting independence, Jomo Kenyatta of this world, Tom Mboya, they had nothing. They had the ideologies, and that is what made this country to get to be a sovereign state. Zimbabwe, you remember my good man, Robert Gabriel Mugabe. That's my guy, a real fighter who believed in his people. So youths, let's fight for our space, and let us lift one another to grow together, so that we, at least in 2027, a good percentage in the county assembly, in the national assembly, Senate, governors, we represented. And you give your fellow youth standards So, and you pay those tenders on time so that they can also employ other youths,
and also
their business can also thrive.
When they get those tenders, they're supposed to deliver.
If you have advertisement, you give my brother Webs here. So that we grow together. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Yeah, sure.
And we welcome you to Bunge la Wananchi. When you come to Bunge la Wananchi, be ideological. Don't fight one another. I hate someone who fights the other. And if you give me a gun, that's an enemy of progress. I can shoot. When you fight, you are like a corrupt person. When you fight a good ideology, you are like a person who steals billions, Kenyan taxpayers. So let us genuinely love one another, love the progress of one another, and give each and everyone space.
Yes.
Give each and everyone space to grow.
Absolutely.
That is my bone of contention.
Absolutely. It was a great moment actually having you here.
Thank you very much.
It was a great conversation.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you very much. Yeah.
So this is our program Riba Sasa Show, and we continue to bring you the best debaters, the best analysts, and if you allow me, see me on the next one.